back to the YouTube channel of Pro Enzo Vid, and this is the big one. It is the official 2023 World Club Challenge preview between the Penrith Panthers and the St. Helens. And obviously this game will be massive because it's the best v the best. Despite some people showing a bit of disrespect to St. Helens in the Super League, St. Helens one of the best clubs in the English, in England for rugby league, and they probably are. So, obviously Penrith are world class and they're a fantastic side, but it'd be great to see Penrith be tested against St. Helens, because I think St. Helens are a club that, from myself watching Super League regularly and going for the club as well, and I've been going for them for like 5 or nearly 6 years now, and I can tell you one thing, that St. Helens are a dark horse to win this game. So from what I've seen from St. Helens, and obviously I've watched Penrith and I know how good they are, but I'll tell you what, look out for St. Helens, I reckon. But it'll be a good game either way. Like I'm expecting it to be a 1-12 scoreline at least. 13 plus will be disappointing, but I think 1-12 will be the aim to happen. So I think it'll be a good game regardless. But if you are new watching the channel right now, make sure to subscribe and like the video. Look, I'm getting very close to 3K subscribers. Like 3K is not far away at all. Recently, actually, the sub count recently is really good, so it's been great to see the channel go in the right direction with gaining a bit more support and a bit more subs. So it's been good to see. So I do appreciate that, and yeah, like the video as well. I mean, it's good to see your appreciation showed for my content if you like the video too. So yeah, but either way, this is the preview, this is the big one, and I'm looking forward to being there as well on Saturday. I'll be there with a lot of fellow other content creators, and look, it's gonna be a great weekend, so get ready for it. So my official preview starts now. So I'm going to analyse both teams and sort of give my thoughts on both the Panthers and the St. Helens side. So look, I'll go for Penrith first, and this game's been kicked off at 6:50 PM at Bluebet. There's been a time change apparently, so I'm not sure if it's 6:50 still or it could be another time, but yeah, I heard there's a time change. But anyway, the Panthers team. So fullback is Stephen Crichton. I believe Dylan Edwards is out with an injury or something. So Stephen Crichton fullback. On the wing, it is Taylor May and Brian Toto. The centres are Isaac Tago and Sania Taruva. The halves are Jerome Luai and Nathan Cleary. And the props are Moses Leota and James Fisher-Harris, while the hooker is Mitch Kenny. The back row is Luke Garner and Zach Hosking, and lock Isaiah Yeo. And the bench is Jack Cogger, Matt Eisenhuth, Spencer Lanu, and James Salmon. So that there rounds up the 1-17 for the Panthers. Look, my thoughts on that team. Look, it's interesting to see there's no Dylan Edwards there. I mean, I'm expecting it to be an injury on why he's not there, but I guess we get an early indication of what Stephen Crichton's like, again, at fullback. He's obviously played there before for Penrith, but he will be there against a really good club, believe it or not. So it'll be interesting to see how his fullback credentials go against St. Helens, because obviously Wellesby's a world-class fullback if you watch the Super League, and Jack Wellesby will be out for a big game, I hope anyway. So will be huge. So, and I think Taylor May and Toto are the expected, regular wingers anyway for Panthers, so that should be strong for them. Taruva in the centres is not bad. Luai Cleary, the halves, seems about right. And interesting to see that they've got Garner and Hosking in the back row. So Liam Martin, I think, Liam Martin's out of injury too. So this could indicate maybe who starts in round 1 between Garner and Hosking. Who knows? But looking at that team, it's pretty much what's expected for most sides to be picked this year, is that one there. And on to St. Helens' team now. So St. Helens have Jack Wellesby at fullback. On the wings, it's Tommy Mackinson and Jonathan Bennison. In the centres, it's Will Hopewadi and Mark Percival. The halves are Johnny Lomax and Lewis Dodd. The props are Alex Walmsley and Matty Lees. And a hooker, it's the great James Roby. The back rows are Sione Matautia and Joe Batchelor. The hooker, the lock is Morgan Knowles. And the bench is Joey Lastic, Louis McCarthy Scrarsbrook, Curtis Sirenan, and Ignatius Parsi. So that there is a very impressive side. And obviously, a few players drop out from the Dragons game, so a bit of a stronger side this week, which is good. So I'm liking how we line up. I really am. I think Jack Wellesby at fullback is going to be massive. Obviously, him and Luai have had a couple of head-to-head sort of matches personally in the World Cup and I guess just for the media too. So yeah, for them to play for their respective clubs now will be very big. Tommy Mackinson's a class winger. You know, Hopewadi and Percival for the experience-wise will be pretty good. I mean, Tago and Taruva will be tested by Hopewadi and Percival because Percival's a class centre and Hopewadi obviously isn't as good as he was before, but experience, and I think he still has what it takes. The halves of Johnny Lomax and Lewis Dodd, yep, I like that. I think the halves of Lomax and Dodd are great. I actually forgot to read them out, I think, so apologies for that. But yeah, Lomax Dodd, good to see Lewis Dodd back from his ACL injury, I believe he got. So, and he played well against the Dragons too, so I'm hoping he plays the same sort of footy against Penrith. And our forward pack looks very strong. Like, obviously, Alex Walmsley leads that forward pack. He's obviously the alpha of that forward pack. James Roby, there's all class. You know, if you really know your football, you'd have to say that James Roby, out of every hooker that's playing in rugby league right now, he is the second best behind Cameron Smith, because no one's ever played over 500 games for the Super League. So if he's played that much, and if he's won that many titles with St. Helens, then that has to show you that he's something good, right? So obviously he's more than good, but for those people that don't watch Super League or don't rate Roby, well, you know, you look at how much he's achieved for England, St. Helens, and just in general playing a lot of World Cup challenges prior to this one here. Well, you know, it shows something, I hope anyway. And, you know, Batchelor in the back row with Mentautia, Matty Lee's the other prop, and Morgan Oslock. Yep, it's our forward pack right there that's expected to be the forward pack in the regular season too. So I'm loving it. And Sirinen will bring some impact off the bench with McCarthy Scrarsbrook there. I wonder who LMS will take out this week. You know, obviously LMS loves to have a bit of a scuffle with some players. He likes to have a little bit of a heated sort of battle against a few players. So with how Penrith are, I'm expecting him to do something, Louis McCarthy Scrarsbrook. But other than that, I love the team. So now on to my anytime try scorers for the Panthers this Saturday. There's a few options because I do think Penrith can score a couple of points, but I hope not many that will make them, you know, score a big margin in this game, right? So, but there's a few options out there I think that can score, but I'll be very surprised if Saints letting that many, especially knowing how well their defence is in the Super League. But yeah, anytime try scorers, I think Brian Toto will score at least one. You know, he's always scoring a try at Blue Bet, and he always like close to the line, knows how to find the try line. Like, he obviously is a very skillful athlete, and he'll you know, definitely find his way to the try line if he gets some good ball early. And yeah, that's the key for Penrith. Get Toto some early ball, because Saints will muscle up in defence and have a real dig. I know they will. So he is likely to be versing Jonathan Bennison, the young winger for St. Helens, in number 5. So look, it's a bit of an uneven battle because Toto's obviously a lot better, but Bennison's a very underrated young winger. He can also score a try. Obviously not as strong in the carriers section as what Toto is with his carries and stuff like that, but a lot taller, and he's obviously got some sort of pace about him, Bennison. So I think Toto may score one. I'm also going to predict that Jerome Luai will score a try any time. Just think he'll somehow get one at Blue Bet. He's always scoring a try in Penrith as well, so maybe him. And maybe for a bit of a smoky, might go with Luke Garner to score his first try in Panthers colours too. I can see it happening. So there are my top 3 try scorers of Penrith this weekend. As for Saints, this is interesting because there's a few options, and there's quite a bit of players I can choose from here. But I'm going to say Tommy Mackinson will score any time. Like, I'm pretty confident Mackinson might score up against Taylor May, because them two are versing each other on that left-hand side. And, you know, I think Mackinson is just a class winger himself. Like, he knows how to score a try. He's obviously very proven as a winger. And I expect him to take his game another level this week, especially against a side like Penrith. So I'm going to say Mackinson for a try any time. I'm also going to say that now I've got some news actually. Joe Batchelor's actually out for this game, so I don't know why he's out. I just looked on the NRL app and it had him out, and it had Curtis Sirinen starting in the back row with a player yet to be named on the bench, which I'm assuming will probably be James Bell, probably. So that's a real bummer. But I think, look, I was going to say a Bachelor, but probably not now. But I'm going to go for anytime try scorer. The other back rower, Sione Matautia. I think Matautia might score against Panthers. Obviously, he's back at a familiar ground where he's played a lot of NRL at, or quite a bit of games at, I assume, at Penrith, Matautia, when he was playing in the NRL. So I do think he could score a try somehow in this game as well. And I'm also going to say, for one more, I'm also going to back in Mark Percival for a try. Like, Percival's obviously a class centre that's been around for a long time, and, you know, he's 100% underrated in my opinion. So I think Mark Percival, for the work he does for St. Helens, is definitely amazing. So I think he'll aim up and have a big game here, and I think he'll score a try. So we'll see what happens, but that there are my anytime try scorers on both sides. On to the key matchup now. It is the halfbacks for me, and I think it's rightfully so. The halfbacks have to be the ones that take either side to the win on Saturday. So it's Nathan Cleary, the back-to-back champion for the Panthers, and the back-to-back premiership winning halfback for the Panthers too. And with Lewis Dodd, who's also won many competitions with St. Helens already. Didn't quite claim his last year because of injury, but you know, the seasons before that, he's obviously won it quite a bit. So, you know, both halfbacks are great in their own respect, and I think it's the key battle for many reasons. Because number one, like I said, both halfbacks will have a big input onto why their side will win. Like, if Nathan Cleary plays at least 90% of his best, it's enough for me to say that Panthers will win the game, probably, because if he has a masterclass, then there's no way that can be stopped if Cleary turns up and has a masterclass type game. So if he performs to his near best, like the lowest he can perform at is probably 70%. And I still think they'll be competitive if he played at 70% Cleary. But yeah, you know, obviously him being such a dominant player the past couple of years of Panthers, he has to be the one that takes them to victory, if anything. And with the other reason is because, you know, like, I think because both halves have great kicking games, and obviously Cleary plays well behind a good forward pack as well. So with Panthers forward pack with Leota, Harris, Yo, and new look players and Garner Hosking, you know, that's a lot of go forward there, and that's enough go forward to generate something for Cleary to play off the back of, which is the momentum. So he'll probably thrive off the back of that. The forwards aim up. Now, I think he's going to miss Api Koroisau big time, because Api obviously made great runs in dummy half, and he was great around the ruck, and obviously he generated a lot of impact and a lot of momentum as well. So to see how Mitch Kenny goes in that role now is interesting, but I think Sonny Luke will be you know, up there soon, really ready to pounce for that hooker role if anything. So yeah, I think I'll miss him in that capacity for Koroisau hooker, but yeah, Cleary will be big if he can find momentum and play a great natural game of ease. But you know, Lewis Dodd, not many people obviously know Lewis Dodd, and not many NRL fans would care about him most likely, which I think is a bit stupid considering how good he actually is. But look, Dodd recently had an ACL injury in the Super League, and that's why he missed the grand final. So a bit of a shame there, but he still won it. That's the main thing. But Lewis Dodd was going great before that all happened. Like, he has a great running game. I gotta say, for a halfback, has a great running game and a great sort of mindset for the game as well. Like, the way he plays, it's very direct, and I think Cleary's very direct, but Dodd is very direct as well as a halfback. Like, he knows where to throw the ball and when to kick it and stuff like that. So he's basically the ideal organising halfback, Lewis Dodd, and I think he's about the same age as Cleary or a bit younger. So you know, it'd be good to see that both I guess, you know, young sort of halves go up against each other. So, and I've already done a lot of things at, you know, the young ages they are. So, you know, both of them achieved quite a bit. So I think this is why I think it'll be the key battle between Nathan Cleary and Lewis Dodd. Now, on to my final tip for the game now. So this is my official final prediction for what happens on Saturday between the Panthers and the St. Helens. I'll be there, like I said. I'll be there with many other content creators, and it's going to be a fantastic day. So, looking forward to it. But I will be giving my final sort of thoughts on what will happen this Saturday. And Yes, I really do hope Saints win because they're my club, and obviously I've been supporting them since 2017. That's no joke either. That's actually a legitimate reason for why I do support them, and not being a bandwagon in any case at all, which I have been accused of before. But I've supported it ever since Ben Barber was there and things like that too. So, I think for me, Saints will be competitive, and they will be because obviously they're the back-to-back champions for a reason in the Super League. And people are going to say, oh, but that's not the NRL though. It doesn't matter. They still achieved something as big as what Panthers did going back-to-back only so far. So you got to think with Penrith winning 4 straight comps in a row, with St. Helens winning 4 straight comps in a row, that is something that is worth talking about and worth gloating about, as that's a big sort of achievement. So I think they'll be competitive. They're not going to get smashed. There's no way they're going to get smashed. But I will just say I won't be shocked if Panthers won because that blue bet, Saints never been there before, and I don't think most of the players that have played for St. Helens have played in Sydney before either. So it's a very different sort of landscape, I think, unfortunately. So which makes my tip very tough because I need to be honest as possible here. But there's always one saying. There's always one saying, and that one saying has to live on until the game ends in any way. You support one club only. You support the only club for the rest of your life. Okay? And I'm not making this some sort of silly story. I mean, the evidence is, if you back the team you support, often the right result will come, and often it's the right way to go about things when your team plays against another team. So that's why I'm backing my team. I'm backing St. Helens to win. Call me biased, don't care. It's my team. It's the first time I'm ever going to watch St. Helens live in person and hopefully meet some of the players. And I will back them to go to Penrith and completely shock the NRL and shock everyone that doubted us. So I will tip St. Helens by 6. I will go St. Helens 24 points to 18. And like I said, I think anytime try scorer will be Mackinson, but I do think he'll score first as well. And I do think that James Roby will win his last game in Australia to cap off an amazing career, because it's most likely he'll retire at the end of this 2023 season in the Super League. And I think he'll want to end his career winning at least one game in Australia for the one last time. So I think that's what's going to happen. Panthers to, unfortunately for them and their fans, to lose 24 points to 18 at Bluebet. Big shot coming, hopefully anyway. But everyone, thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment what your thoughts are on this game and who you think will win this week. But regardless of what happens, it's going to be a big game, and I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there. And if you're going, let me know. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're going, because feel free to message me or DM me on Instagram if you are going, because I will be sure to have time to meet you if you're going there as well. So, but look, it should be a big game. It's the best v the best, and there's a lot of hype around it, so I'm looking forward to it. But take care, everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.